Hello folks, this is Soul with some more Shadowlands Alpha coverage. Today's video is going to be the first in the series that focuses exclusively on really stupid builds in Torghast. Anima Power bonuses that, when combined with others, can produce some really nasty and hilarious results. Only a few classes are available for testing Torghast in the alpha right now: mages, warlocks, priests, and demon hunters. So stay tuned for more features like this as we get more powers to test and more classes to test them with. Now remember, this is the alpha. It's guaranteed that a lot of these builds or powers may be nerfed or useless or may go away by the time it goes live, but for now, well, let's just have some fun, alright? There are a lot of generic powers in Torghast that you can pick up. One very important thing to note is that many of these powers can stack. For example, Edgelurker lets you run faster while walking along walls, so if you want to run at flight speed, well, you can, with a little bit of luck. Ethereum buffs are a give and take, like, ooh, hey, I get more mastery at the expense of arcane damage and healing done. Big whoop. But what about 100% Thorns damage? It's pretty awesome, although you can't walk backwards at all. It's pretty hilarious whenever you try. How about stacking Ethereum Muzzle? Imagine casting your favorite spell or covenant ability with no cooldown. You just don't want to do this as a physical or a melee class. Phantasma is a temporary currency you earn in each Torghast run that lets you purchase consumables and bonuses. Phantasma-related builds, that is, like building up buffs that increase the Phantasma that you earn, are in a really early state. But the idea is that if you're in a group, you can focus mostly on being a broker who can purchase group buffs or extra anima powers for your team whenever you run into a Phantasma vendor. I don't need to get into too much detail to tell you how these buffs can benefit your run or how this specifically alters your class. Stacking enough of any of these buffs starts to unravel any semblance of balance and, well, that's the point. Torghast is the what-if of World of Warcraft brought into this pseudo-reality. But now though, let's jump into a few overpowered class-specific builds, starting with the Demon Hunter. For one, they can have a near-permanent metamorphosis. You can stack Shifting Signet to reduce the cooldown by a whole lot, and if you can get a few stacks of Rage Hoof, every Maw Rat that you kill adds to your metamorphosis duration, so that meta pretty much lasts forever, or it's off cooldown as soon as it wears off. Then, stack HP boosts for some broken-ass survivability. Just pray that you don't run out of Maw Rats to kill. While you're at it, add in a Cadaverous Eye, so your Eye Beam or Fell Devastation has a super short cooldown. And then, use the Shield of Unending Fury to be invulnerable while you do it. Force Wing lets your Infernal Strike or Fell Rush range double. This one's a riot because the animations aren't fully in, so your character ends up landing after 30 yards and then slides the rest of the way. Well, anyway, stack this with other movement speed buffs and you'll be able to get to places that no one else can, and there are places that seem impossible to just jump to on your own. On the damage side of things, Heart-Piercing Spine is a limited buff that causes Throw Glade to deal 50% damage to an enemy. But what happens when this is stacked with Frostbite Wand? Will it one-shot bosses? So far, it might be possible. Mages have some interesting tricks, but what really stood out was this particular build that might not be super overpowered, but it is just bonkers. It's totally nuts, so this is worth sharing. Art of the Blink Mage makes Blink free and have no cooldown, but you're moving at walk speed permanently. And on top of that, this also overrides all other movement speed buffs. You can't do anything about this. So it doesn't sound so great, at least so far. Now let's throw in this power, Clouded Diamond, which makes a mirror image that lasts for 10 seconds every time you blink. Okay, now that sounds a bit more fun. I can spam my blink like crazy and spawn all these guys, and you'll have a bunch of clones running around throwing fireballs and stuff. But now, stack this with a highly polished hand mirror, which makes your mirror images more intelligent, gaining access to more spells and abilities. But it's more than just a tooltip. This buff gives your mirror images the same AI as Island Expedition NPCs, which causes insanity like this, with Cones of Cold and Blizzard, even that Ice Meteor Flurry thing, and more. Now imagine if I was spec'd fire for this particular footage. As a hybrid class, priests have a lot of versatility with the anima powers at their disposal, if you can get the right combination of powers. Picking up Syrian Lantern changes your gameplay style entirely, and makes you an offensive tank when you flash heal yourself. Also, pick up Ethereal Diffuser for a total of 150% damage reflection on a single target. On top of that, still, pick up the Cathar Stick to store 20% of the damage that you actually take and unleash it on a tougher enemy with Shadow Word Pain. With Rapid Contagion, priests can spawn more Maw Rats. Couple that with stacks of bloating fodder, and your priest gameplay changes again. Now you're this psycho dude who breeds rats and blows them up. Warlocks felt especially nasty with some superior crowd control and devastating procs. Getting Dissolving Vial and combining that with the Absolute Corruption talent keeps mobs permanently slowed. Then add Blade of the Life Taker, which deals damage based on your maximum health, and then stack life powers like Roots of the Dream Tree to deal some ridiculous damage from way in the distance. Then, if you want to be a lot more tanky, pick up Zoval's Resolution and your unending resolve will last forever. Well, almost forever. It actually lasts a week, so, thanks for breaking promises again, Blizzard. That's going to be a wrap for now, but subscribe to the channel and check back when new powers are available for more classes, and we'll be back with another round of stupid and hilarious Torghast builds. Don't forget to like the video, and we will see you next time. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.